Hey guys, this is Daniel here. Today I want to talk about astral projection. This is something that many of you have probably heard of but don't really understand what it is or how it works or anything like that. So first, this isn't a guide, this isn't a how-to or anything like that. I don't actually know how to do it, but it's happened to me a couple times now. So I more want to share my experiences and talk about that. I'm not going to numb this down and make it, let's say, atheist friendly. So, look, if you are an atheist and you don't have spiritual beliefs or anything like that, you're probably not going to agree with anything I'm saying. You're probably going to think I'm talking complete and utter bullshit. And that's okay. But look, if you do have spiritual beliefs and you are interested in these sort of concepts and these ideas, and maybe hear me out, you might get some good knowledge and wisdom that I've learned from my own experiences and I want to pass on to you. So, um, okay, well, within the last month, I believe I have astral projected twice, which is very, very different for me, as I've never actually had this experience before in my life, but yeah, it's happened twice within the last month, and I do solely believe that this is actually astral projection, and I'll discuss this more in depth and tell you why in a moment. So first, astral projection, it's not like lucid dreaming, it's not like sleep paralysis or out-of-body experiences. So lucid dreaming, you're in a dreamscape, you're 100% consciously aware, you know that you're in a dreamscape, you can feel your body in your bed. I've had this quite a few times, and look, it's a very interesting and incredible experience, no doubt, but astral projection is a whole new level of this. So astral projection doesn't have a dreamscape. So in order to describe what happens and what it's like, I need to talk to you about spirituality for a bit. Ooh, spirituality. So hear me out. Okay. So with spirituality, okay, so hear me out. Okay, so we are here in physical reality. No shit. Okay? Underneath physical reality is what we can call the spirit realm. So the spirit realm goes by many different names. I call it the spirit realm. People call it ultimate reality, universal consciousness, different astral planes, different things. So every religion, every belief, every culture has different interpretations and different beliefs about this supposed realm of existence that every human is rooted through their carnal experience, through what we can call conscious energy, which manifests, or you can say which we can call a soul. So in humans, at least, there's a high amount of this conscious energy, like a high concentration of it, a density. And I don't know, it seems like there's a threshold that we consider a soul of this conscious energy. So every human has a high amount of conscious energy in them, and we consider this the soul. Likewise, all animals, all plants, like these little friends here, also have conscious energy in them, just a minuscule amount of it. So we can't say that a plant has a soul in the same way that a human has a soul, because we experience life in a very, very different way. So anyway, on that notion, this astral projection goes on the notion that there is a spirit realm, that we can access that spirit realm, and that we are more than a physical being of flesh, bone, mind, and whatnot, that we actually have an energy to us that can travel between realms, that can experience different things, and that can actually leave this physical reality and come back to it. So at the point of death, everyone leaves this physical reality, as in the soul leaves our bodies, and that means our bodies are no longer animated, so we are dead, we start decaying, we start rotting. But the essence of us lives on, so what we are, what actually makes consciousness, what animates our bodies, moves on to this other realm. So astral projection is an experience where you sort of temporarily undergo a death process, and you can actually travel and experience these realms, come back into your physical body, and you gain all this wisdom and knowledge that you never sort of never knew existed. And you can go to some extremely beautiful and incredible places. You can also go to horrific places. You can learn a lot about the nature of just everything, of reality, and learn all these concepts that you never even knew existed. So, about a month ago, I had my first astral projection experience. So, what happened is I was laying in bed. So the first time, actually, this was under the influence of marijuana. So from my philosophies and my understandings is that some drugs like marijuana and psychedelics can be used as a tool to help build this connection, to help achieve these experiences. Of course, this isn't the best way to do it, as most people should do it through meditation, and most people do it through meditation, but it's also possible to do it under the influence of certain compounds. So, first experience under marijuana, I lie down on my bed, and usually when I smoke it, I just meditate for a while. That's all I do now, I just meditate. So, lately I've been going deeper and deeper and deeper into the experience, and I've been going to some very strange places. So about a month ago, I was lying in bed, and I always put my intention out that I want to connect with these different powers. I want to start to understand these philosophies. That's why I smoke as well, because it really numbs your ego and makes you more receptive to, let's say, our divine nature. So I was laying in bed, and everything starts numbing in a way. It's like, and suddenly everything starts getting light. Your vision starts getting very light and 3D-like. So it's hard to explain, it's hard to conceptualize this and put it into words because the experience is very intense. But in a way, it's sort of like everything starts becoming very 3D-like. Sometimes you see this mesh start appearing over everything, almost like a grid. And your vision starts brightening up. And at this point, you start being exposed and interacting to these different energies. So, of course, at this point, your ego is diminishing very quickly. So you don't have a sense of identity, you don't have a sense of who you are. Usually when this happens, you don't have any ground into reality anymore. So again, you don't know that you exist. You can't ask yourself, you can't think, you can't do anything. It's really, you're just in the experience, you're just in the moment of it. Sort of like a breakthrough experience. So when this happens, I call it a gate. So when my vision starts brightening and everything starts becoming very 3D-like, I call it a gate, because at that point I have a choice whether I want to continue and go deeper into the experience, which is terrifying but I know rewarding, or I can sort of hold myself, keep myself grounded to some degree and not let go completely. So every time I see this gate, I opt, of course, to go further into it, even though it's scary at the time. So about a month ago, I saw this gate and I said, yeah, I'm ready. I'm going to go deep into this experience. I want to see what this is and what can happen. So as I did that, again, I started to lose all contact with reality, with who I am, with my mind, until sort of I'm not a person anymore. It's sort of like I'm in this other realm, this other place. So when this happened the first time, I was in a very, I felt like I was in a very negative space. So it wasn't pleasant and it wasn't good. And I felt all these sort of shadows and negative energies around me, which felt like they're draining me. And it's almost like there's these, shadows, like these silhouettes, these dark silhouettes that were around me, that were sort of reaching into me, that were trying to almost dive into me. And I just, again, I couldn't do anything but accept the experience, because at that point, I couldn't move, I didn't have a body, so it's just like, okay, I'm in the middle of this, I need to experience whatever is happening and just hope for the best. So when this was happening, again, I was quite anxious, I was quite scared, I was feeling a lot of pain in my chest, like this sharp pain, and all I can say, it was very unpleasant. But then suddenly, I felt this burst of energy, and I felt these two energies sort of enter, and they were moving around. They were moving around in this fabric, in this space, which was very interesting. So one was, it was a very, very distinct energy. It was like a feeling of gratitude and love, and it's almost a sexual energy. It was almost like it's someone I knew. So you know that when you're with someone, you can pick up on their energy. You sort of know how they're feeling. If someone has negative intentions, intuitively you want to keep away from them. You don't know logically, but you just know intuitively that there's negative energy coming from this person and you don't like it and you want to keep away with it because it feels threatening to you. So same sort of thing. It's like there's a person in the room with me, which was actually moving around and stuff, but it was this very distinct, positive, feminine energy that I was very familiar with. So I have felt this before, and I don't know how I felt it before, but I have. It could have been under one of my many times experiencing ayahuasca. So I spent some time in South America and I explored the traditional medicines of ayahuasca, San Pedro, stuff like that. And the shamans there, they say that you become exposed to these energies and they stay with you actually for the rest of your life. So these energies, you feel them go into you and you feel them sort of, in a way, they can repair you and they can do different things to you. And they can give you gifts and treats and stuff like that. And the shamans made it very clear to me that these energies will stay with you for the rest of your life. And they'll be sort of guiding energies. They want your development, they want your growth, they want you to help the planet and help humanity in any way possible. So it's very likely that this energy I felt could have been one energy I experienced under ayahuasca that sort of attached me and that is with me, but is positive. And again, it's like I've known this energy for lifetimes. It's like I've known this, let's just say this person, as it just felt like a person that I knew. And of course, again, it was feminine. It was a good feeling, and it sort of had this purplish, like pinkish purplish tone to it. So I couldn't really make it out and it was a bit vague, but it seemed to have this purple appearance, this pinkish purple appearance, which again sort of felt almost like this flirty energy, the sexual energy, but it was positive and it was happy. And just after that, there's another energy came in, which was green. So this energy, I know this sounds weird, but it felt green somehow. And it was this super strong bro vibe. So it's like, bro, I've got your back, don't worry, you're in a good place now, you're in safe hands. And I had no idea what this was. I've never experienced this energy before, but I knew that I was in good hands. And so I was very happy when these two energies came in because I knew that I was in a good place now, that I was being taken care of, that I was safe. So sort of I was just waiting and these energies were here. And this feminine energy, this like pinkish purple one, started vibrating rapidly. And it started pulsating light, and light was just spreading out, and it's like warmth was going all over me. And it's like I was grabbed and literally pulled through a roller coaster, and it got very intense, like a good intense, but intense. And I was just shooting through all these tunnels and going through all these different, all these different experiences until I opened up to this whole new sort of realm of light. And there was many other energies there. There was many other sort of what I'd perceive or say as entities. And there's some that were neutral, so I couldn't get a read on them, but like they were there. Like I literally bumped into a couple of them in this space. I don't know how, because in this space there's no physics, there's no matter, there's no time or anything. So I don't know how I physically bumped into them, but I did, and I like felt them there. And so like, what? Who are you? Like I don't really know what to think about you, but I think you're okay. Like, but then there's all these positive energies. There's this bro guy around me, and of course it's feminine energy as well. So I knew either way I was in a good place and I was safe. And after that first experience, I woke up and I was just like, wow. So I was back on my bed. I was back in reality. And of course, during that experience, I completely disconnected. So I had no idea I was even alive anymore. It just, I was going through these experiences. So that was my first experience with a drug-induced astral projection, and it happened again yesterday, this time without any aid, without any drugs or anything like that. So this was just under meditation, and this time it was even more intense and I saw even more. So what happened last night is I was meditating and same sort of thing. So I got quite deep into the experience and I can recognize the signs of the gate when it starts happening. So again, my vision starts brightening. So it's like, imagine covering your eyes and looking at the sun, but like gradually. So you're looking down, slowly looking at the sun. So everything's starting to brighten, but at the same time, everything's becoming incredibly geometric and 3D like. Um, and of course, like my body starts feeling very heavy. It's like sinking into the couch, and I knew that, okay, the gate's here again. I'm like, okay, I'm ready for this. I'm ready. This is why I meditate. This is what I want to experience and explore. I really want to get to know this spiritual realm. So this was happening, and sort of then it eased up a bit, and I was still completely conscious. I was still aware of my body and where I was. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess that didn't happen. Oh well. But then sort of came back very quickly, and I'm like, okay, well, I was sort of taken by shock. I'm like, okay, wow, this is really happening. I'm ready. Let's do it. I don't know how often I'm going to get this opportunity, so let's just go into it right now. So what happened is sort of it's a bit vague now. It's hard to describe it, but I went into this whole another sort of realm and I saw it much more clearly. So it's like I was working in a way, or just saying my soul or spirit was working. So it was going through all these different sort of it was moving very quickly. Let's say all these like different games and different things happening. And of course, I was interacting with all these different energies and stuff as I was doing it. A lot of them were neutral, sort of. I couldn't get a good read on them, and it's like the energies were quite. The energies were. I don't know. I didn't know what to think about them, but I knew that sort of they're probably okay again. And I was interacting with all these sort of different energies as well. And I remember one. So this energy actually started to make a form in this form of an orb. And sort of this purple light, like this bright purple violet light, started radiating almost out of this orb. And at that point, I was just thinking like, holy crap, this is some sort of entity, some spirit. And it had this feeling of gratitude, of well-being, of happiness. But it wasn't my own. These weren't my own emotions. It's like I was picking these emotions up from something else, but they weren't my own, which is it's an interesting sensation. It's an interesting experience. But sort of I knew that these emotions were external to me, and that's sort of the energies I was picking up from that, and that's sort of where I knew if something was positive or negative. So I was going through, and I did encounter some, you can say, negative energies as well. So ones that they didn't have a physical shape. I couldn't actually make it out, but it's like this very intense, strong feeling. Like felt like my heart was being pushed on and like pressing on my lungs, and like I know there's a sensation of physical pain and emotional pain, and just it wasn't pleasant at all when I experienced these negative energies, to say. So yeah, sort of I was going through all these different, let's say, like trials and these different working obstacle things, and it was moving very quick and rapidly in this different realm. But I was sort of just working instinctively. I didn't have any conscious control over what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing, but I just knew that I was doing what I was supposed to do for some reason. And sort of at one point, more orbs came in, so I started seeing more orbs, and these ones were absolutely magnificent. They're beautiful. They had this huge, bright white and silver auras. So there's more of them. There's more than one. There's quite a few of them, but they had this extremely bright silver aura, and it was unlike anything else, any other energy I experienced. So other energies there, I felt some like positive ones where you just felt like gratitude and you felt happy being around, but these ones were something completely different. Like they felt like they were divine, they were enlightened to something. And just being around them, it felt like there's this like tingly lightness, and everything was like sort of going, Like it was incredibly like uplifting and light just being around them. And I felt like I was absolutely home. Like I was exactly where I needed to be. I was now with these entities or these beings or these spirits or whatever you want to call them, whatever you perceive them to be. And they were extremely powerful, but a positive powerful. So I knew I was ecstatic at that point that I had the opportunity to experience these silver white energies that were extremely powerful. It's like almost this blissful feeling that I can't describe. It's not exactly like love, it's not happiness, but it's like, again, all I can describe it is this tingly sensation of just everything. Like I can't even conceptualize it in emotions or anything. It's just, that's all I can say. It's just, there's no judgment, there's no thought, there's no anything. It's just like this sensation of wholeness of just everything that's been around them. And it was an extremely enlightening feeling. And so I opened up, I wanted to be around these entities and I opened up to them completely. So I let go, I'm like, okay, I'm completely at your mercy. What do you want from me? And sort of suddenly, same thing. So I was actually felt like I was grabbed, and then like the other one that I experienced, how I was pulled away from that dark place by that sort of feminine entity. This one felt like I was ripped through a roller coaster, but it was 100 times more intense. And at that point, I was thinking, holy crap! Like, okay, I've experienced the negative side, which has been extremely intense and unpleasant, and now I'm experiencing the positive side, which is even more intense and much more pleasant. And it sort of, I don't know, it blew my mind a bit that uh, it felt like this was all completely real and authentic, and I didn't know what to make of that. Um, yeah, so as I was like being pulled through this place, I just knew like, okay, this is happening. Like I'm actually, like they're activating fucking God mode, and I'm just going along with the ride. I don't know what to do, but I know this is very, very, very good. Like I couldn't be more ecstatic and more happy to be with these energies. So yeah, it seemed like they showed me different parts of this spirit realm, and there's like all these different sections and stuff, but I only got these tiny little glimpses. And what they showed me actually was that there is some form of warfare in the spirit realm. And I know this is going to sound crazy because like I've been thinking about this all day. I couldn't sleep last night because I've been thinking about it non-stop. So I haven't had much sleep at all. That's why I probably look like a zombie today. But yeah, like to my surprise, they showed me that there is war in the spirit realm. And I've sort of been connecting with other people who are also very into this stuff and who also have similar experiences and say that they see these orbs, and they say that there is definitely some sort of war going on in the spirit realm, like a literal war happening, which again blows my mind because I thought war was just a human construct. I thought that you think of this like spirituality in the spirit realm and oh, it's all happiness and positivity. There's nothing bad about it. War is very primitive. It's just a human thing. We need to transcend war. But it really changed my outlook on everything, seeing that there is some form of war in the spirit realm. And again, it was just a very tiny glimpse of it, but all I knew is it was unpleasant. It was intense. And yeah, sort of they pulled me away from that zone. And I can't really remember what happened after that, but I think that was about it. So again, like started feeling the presence in my body again, and I opened my eyes and I realized I was back. I was back in reality. I had a body. I'm like, oh, this is who I am. My name is Daniel. Blah 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 blah. And yeah, like coming back is just it really blew my mind that sort of the things that I was shown and what I saw. Also, what I forgot to mention is while I was with these very powerful, positive entities and they're showing me different things, sort of like they wanted to give me a gift, which sounds weird. So I felt like this innate sense of gratitude and connection, and they sort of told me, they communicated with me that I'm in a very good place spiritually and that I need to help out humanity in some way. I need to pick up my part and actually join the game, join this war, so to speak. I think that's why they showed me this war, is that they want me to join it in some sort of form. And look, I know this might all sound crazy, and maybe it is. Like, maybe this is all my imagination. Maybe I'm just talking absolute shit, and you won't understand it all. But look, this is what I experienced. Whether it was in my mind or not, who knows? I can't tell you that. No one can say whether, no one can confirm whether the spiritual realm exists or not. But these experiences are becoming more and more frequent. That it's very interesting. It's, to me, it's confirming it that this is indeed real. That there's a whole new dimension of experience that we are currently and always operating in at the same time. That has some sort of connection with humanity as well. And yeah, all I can say is it's very interesting. So I'm not going to go too much more into it, but a little heads up, actually, in September I plan on going back to Ecuador to volunteer at a shamanic center for 3 months at least. So I'm going to really start trying to learn more about this, more about these philosophies, about the spirit realm, what is happening. I want to start connecting more with it because I do believe there is a huge amount of information there, and every human has the ability to access this information through what you could almost say psychic abilities. I know when you think of psychics as a load of phonies, think of light workers and healers and stuff, and you're like, oh yeah, it's all fiction, none of that exists. We're just humans, we're just here doing what we do human in. But yeah, like to me now, I'm quite convinced that this does exist, this is real, and there are legitimate and real psychics in the world, and light workers and healers and stuff like that, who have some sort of connection, a stronger connection with this realm, so to speak. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. So again, to sum up, I just wanted to speak about my 2 experiences, astral projecting, or what I consider to be astral projecting. Again, I'm not 100% sure, I don't know what it was exactly, but I thought I'd just be very open about my experiences to you. And again, if you're an atheist, you're probably shaking your head right now. You're like, this guy is so full of crap. If you do have spiritual beliefs and you are curious and open-minded about this could hold some validity to you. And I want to tell you that in my understanding, there is a whole new realm out there. There is a whole new realm of information that we can access. And these entities, these spirits, these guiding forces and stuff like that, they can communicate directly with you and give you a great amount of information and wisdom. And who knows how this can impact your life. Like I've got a very good feeling now that I'm going to have a very happy life like I am right now. Like I'm enjoying my life, and I think it's going to get better. That's the message I got from it, that I'm in a good place. But yeah, so take from this what you will, and I hope you enjoyed my stories. Anyway, I would love to hear more about your experiences if you've had similar things, whether it's astral projection, lucid dreaming, out-of-body experiences, any experiences with psychedelics, ayahuasca, whatever it is, that you have perceived and seen entities or what you think to be entities. I want to hear about it, I want to connect with you, I want to talk about it, so please feel free to message me, don't be a stranger, and yeah, I hope this video could be some use to you, so thanks a lot.